Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Uh, Sorry, haven't had any videos up the last couple of days. Working really long hours. I typically start work between 7 and 8 in the morning. And Thursday, I don't think I worked until 9. And last night, Friday night, I worked until a little after 11. And I'll probably have to do some more work tomorrow on the weekend to keep up with everything that's going on. So that's where I've been. It's not not mindset. It's just workload, and it'll be that way for a couple weeks here and there, and then it'll settle down. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what I want to read on, and I think what I want to read on here is, generally speaking, what's the energy around the Biden administration with regards to investigations of the election. I understand that Pennsylvania is doing a recount, I think, for the Senate seat. They're not recounting, from what I understand, they're not recounting the presidential votes. Let me check that real quick. Okay, a little bit of research. Yes, Pennsylvania is doing a recount for the Senate. It is a statewide mandated recount because the election was within a 0.5 percentage of each other. There are some arguments about provisional ballots. Provisional ballots are ballots that, if somebody had a mail-in ballot and they're not sure if the mail-in ballot made it through, or like if you're living in Portland, Oregon, somebody might have set fire to it, you could do a provisional ballot. It's not technically voting twice because they will check, because it's a provisional ballot, and they won't count it if your previous ballot was counted. So that's how you get around that. It's not voting twice. It's just making sure your votes got counted. It's a paper count. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe nothing, maybe something. Is this the spark that starts the wildfire? That's really the question that's going on here. So let's actually start with that. Let's start with the Pennsylvania recount. Is this the spark that starts a wildfire of recounts in swing states across the United States? Okay, this will be for entertainment purposes only. Give me the energy around the Pennsylvania Senate recount. You think there's a problem? Oh, so we start off strong, right at the devil card. Devil in the details? I think if there's corruption, we're going to find it. Basically, this is your litmus test if there's corruption going on. There's your litmus test right there. Crossed by the Seven of Wands. Is this the spark that starts the fire? This would say yes. This is. Let's put it this way. If they find corruption, it's going to spur other states to investigate things. It will cause Pennsylvania also to recount. It might have to recount the whole thing if they find there's widespread fraud. Underneath it all is the Ace of Pentacles. This is the opportunity. The Democrats, if they're going to try and demonstrate that this election was stolen and they want the rightful results, this looks like ground zero. This is your opportunity. In the past, you got the Strength card here. It's a battleground state. It was a key state to winning. If Kamala Harris had, and I had said this on the election night special with Marina and Gary and the Cool Crone, that if Kamala Harris takes Pennsylvania, Trump's way to the White House is really, really limited, and she didn't get it. It just doesn't make sense. North Carolina doesn't make sense either. But here's where you go. This is it. Current situation is the Ten of Coins. You can bet that a lot of sides are going to throw a lot of money trying to prevent this from happening. Trying to, keep the legacy of, everybody voted, everything's fine. The United States doesn't have a voting problem. If the Democrats don't fight it, then we're going to get what we deserve. It's going to be raining tariffs on us. Overarching energy is the Six of Coins. The Republicans are trying to get the Democrat, Mr. Casey, to concede. He's like, no, you're doing the voters a disservice. The recount is to give the voters confidence that the election was legitimate. So let the recount happen. The expectation going in when you have a recount is that there's very little change in the final vote. But that doesn't mean, but if there's shenanigans, maybe you find, instead of a little, you see a lot of shenanigans in there. Lesson to be learned is the emperor. At some point, somebody needs to take charge. And this could be, again, the Democrats, Joe Biden. It's your opportunity to lead. You're not stealing if you're taking back what rightfully belongs to you. Outcome is the Two of Coins. Does that decreasing in votes? Decisions, I think it's basically going to be decisions need to be made on election interference. You're going to have, if there's obvious election interference, you're going to be there to see it. What do you do with it if you find it? Okay? Okay, sorry, I had to take a quick break here. Michelle's home. Haven't seen her all day, so I went downstairs to say hello. Okay, so what do we got there? Well, you know, I think there's a real opportunity for the Democrats to, or it doesn't have to be Democrats. There's a real opportunity to spot election fraud in there. So we'll see how that all turns out. And just a little four-carder. Will they find it? So I keep saying there's an opportunity there. Will they find election fraud in the Senate race in Pennsylvania? Enough that it would cause them to question other results in the state. You know, the election fraud could be, yeah, there's 100 extra votes, or, you know, voter change. You know, there's 100 extra votes one way or another. That's not going to be enough. Are they going to see something problematic that's going to make them think, oh, we have a bigger problem? Four-carder. High Priestess. If you know where to look, you will find it. If you know how to analyze the data, you will find it. The Star card. Calm after the storm, best of America type of thing. There's center underneath this double card. Look at these major arcana here. And the Four of Coins. And the Empress. I swear, if they know where to look, they're going to find it. They're going to see the corruption, and then what do you do with the information? Do you put in the people that should have won? Or do you keep it to yourself? If they know what they're looking for, they're going to find it. All these cards seem to indicate they're going to find it. They're going to find it, and then what do you do with it next? And that was actually going to be my next question, is if they find it, are they going to do something that would impact the overall results of the election? In other words, you know, a full recount of the state for all offices, including the presidential office. Can you imagine if they did a full recount in Pennsylvania and suddenly Kamala Harris doesn't lose by 200,000 votes? Because I think that's the amount that she lost by. Can you imagine? That's a house of cards. Pennsylvania flips by a couple 100,000 votes. You know, all of a sudden, and they know why. This could spread like wildfire. So let's see. Four cards. Given the energy now, if they do find a problem and it's widespread, will they do something about it? Or will they keep it to themselves? Will they do something about it? Oh, God. Five of Wands. It's going to be like opening up a hornet's nest. Like banging on a hornet's nest. All this energy, all this commotion. King of Swords. Somebody's got to lead and make a tough decision. Ten of Swords. Could bring people's political careers. Could bring stuff to an end. Five of Swords. Winner takes all. Two of Wands. Yeah, what this is telling me more, if they look, it's going to open up Pandora's box, and other states are going to look into it. If they look and they don't find anything, that's the end of the challenges to this election. Suck it up and deal with the fact that the Republicans took all 3 houses. They took both houses of Congress and the president's office. But if they find a problem, they've got to do something with it, because it could very well be that the Democrats took all 3 branches, and it will lead to other states looking at it. I think that's what that 4 of coins is that, the 4 of coins could be that they got the information and they're keeping it on the down low. But how long could you keep it on the down low for? I know, guys, a lot of folks have been talking about the Five Eyes. Australia, Canada, the United States. Who are the other 2? England, New Zealand? Might be New Zealand. Will Biden, the Biden administration, will they do something? Just as simple. Will they do something with this? If they find it, will they do something with this? Knight of Pentacles, coming up with an idea. The reason with Five Eyes is some folks are saying Biden doesn't want his fingerprints on it. Let's see. 9 of Cups, confident about it. Temperance, got to ease this in there. The World card is going to bring things, change to an end. There's that same... Biden's almost got like that attitude of, bring me the evidence and I'll tell you what to do with it. I'll back it. Here's your Five Eyes card. It's the World. The evidence could come from outside of the U.S., intelligence agencies integrating into it, and messaging. It's almost like if they find this in Pennsylvania, they've got like 10 days or like 4 days to start the recount. If they find shenanigans in Pennsylvania, Biden's big job at that point is, how do I roll this out? How do I get the messaging done such that we can roll this out to other states? Will they do it? I don't know. I keep throwing cards on. I just don't. The energy's in flux. I don't have the answer to that. To me, this is the biggest and most golden opportunity that's going to be handed to them. And do they have the courage to do the right thing if they find there's a problem? We'll find out. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you find it insightful. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.